Hey, Georgiana, it's good to be back with you for another Take 5 that I'm hoping doesn't turn into a Take 10. There's so many people I need to thank. I'm so grateful to have been able to have a week away last week with my family to celebrate my 31st anniversary of 29 years of age. Listen, I'm grateful to Chris Rodriguez, who did mobile Take 5 last week to talk about Operation Kindness. We're getting lots of reports of the things that you're doing that are blessing our community. I know that I've been involved in a number of them, and it's just amazing. So I want to say thank you for all of you who are spreading kindness as a part of our mission as a church to express the love of Jesus Christ to everyone. So the other thing I want to do is thank you, the church, for the many birthday cards and well wishes and for allowing me to be away. Grateful to Nathan and Janice for handling worship last week and all of those things. So I just want to say thank you and get to the businesses at hand, which is rules of engagement. The elders met Monday night and have unanimously voted for us to return to in-person live worship. We've been laying the groundwork for this for the last several weeks as we've been anticipating this day. So we're going to return to live worship Sunday, October 4th. So the Monday prior to that, you will have an opportunity to register for one of 3 services that will be offered that day, 8:15, 9:45, or 11:30. We have 110 slots at each service of a socially distanced room. Of course, the guidelines are all listed there when you register, but you know that masks are required for anybody over the age of 4. There is no nursery or child care at this time. We're slow rolling this thing out. So we also want to say on the front side that some of you are not in a place where you feel comfortable return to large group gatherings, and we get it. You are still a part of our church family. This has nothing to do with us being anything other than one church. And so we're going to continue to provide worship for Sunday mornings. It'll drop like it has been. Nothing will be different from that. It'll be the same sermon, same announcements. All of the worship will be the same. So let me just walk you through what it'll look like on Sunday, October 4th. We're so excited. So when you arrive on campus, parkers will be in the parking lot to help you park, as they usually are. But they will also be reminding you not to leave your mask in the car. So that will be the first opportunity for you to be reminded. Please just know that they're here to help us guide everybody towards the front. There will be socially distant spaces up the sidewalk so that we can keep our space as we bring people into the sanctuary. Upon coming to the front door of the sanctuary, you'll receive a squirt of hand sanitizer, a spray of hand sanitizer from one of our ushers, so everyone who enters our building will have their hands sanitized. Then you will come to the door of the sanctuary, and you will tell the ushers how many are in your party. So for Dee Dee and I right now, that's a party of 2. So we would say party of 2. And they will sit you specifically in the sanctuary, which honestly looks like a train wreck. It's just crazy, but we've got chairs spaced out socially distanced so that we can be together in this fashion. So you'll be seated, and we'll have worship. Keep in mind, all the restrictions that are listed. And then after the service is over, instead of going out the front door, we're going to ask you to go out the children's wing back doors, right? So that we do not cross-contaminate or pollinate or whatever with people in the courtyard. So, obviously it's going to be really hard for me. I want to hug all of you. I've missed you all. It's going to be kind of a new paradigm as we worship. But part of what I want to remind you of is that we're here to worship, right? This is about being in community for sure. And we'll do that. But the key thing is for us to be back in the house of the Lord, worshiping vertically. And so what I want to do is share with you a passage that means the world to me. It comes from Psalm 84. In fact, this passage is so near and dear to my heart. I purchased a ring in Israel and had this passage from Psalm 84 etched on the outside. It says this: "Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked." So we are excited about our return to live in-person worship. We know that it's a team effort, that we've all got to be healthy. So I want to say to you, if you have fragile health conditions, you should not come. I should just be honest about that. And then also, if you're not feeling well, also you should not come, right? If you have been exposed to somebody with COVID and you're in a period of a 14-day quarantine, we'll still be here 14 days later. We'll be online. You should not come, right? We want to return to gathering in a way that is safe, that also allows us to continue to gather weekly, right? We're starting to turn things back on. We're looking at women's ministries and men's ministries, and a little hint, pumpkin patch is coming. So things like that are happening, but the key thing is for us to open on October 4th as safely as we can, right? So the last thing I have for us, and I'll share again next week some of these guidelines, is this. We are going to have a contact protocol in place, meaning that if we have a service and somebody calls us 4 days later and say, hey, I just tested positive for COVID, we will send an email out to everyone who attended that service and let you know where that person was sitting, right? So then you make the judgment at that time about whether you need to be tested or not. So we're going to be really transparent about all things. You know me, we're in it together. If I'm feeling it, you're going to hear it, right? So I'm excited about our return to live worship. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. It's a ton of work on our staff and our volunteers, but we're ready, right? We want to be back. So again, we're going to do this together between our homebound church and our live worshiping church. And we look forward to seeing you register next week. It is next week, isn't it? Monday, right? So anyway, I love you. I can't wait for us to be back together in some fashion, although it's going to be hard not to give you a big old corky hug. Love you, church.